The Golden State Warriors' biggest regret. As you all know, Jordan Poole had himself a poor playoff run this season, which knocked out the Golden State Warriors against the Los Angeles Lakers. And it has been rumored that the Golden State Warriors are looking to trade Jordan Poole in order to get another superstar in a Warriors uniform. So in today's video, we're going to be going through 5 potential trades that the Golden State Warriors can make for Jordan Poole in order to help them win another NBA championship next season. So make sure to like this video, and guys, 92% of you are still not subscribed to the channel, so it'd mean the world if you could subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down below. The first is to trade Jordan Poole for DeAndre Ayton. Now I think this trade would honestly make perfect sense for both teams. Golden State Warriors are looking to maybe ship out Jordan Poole, and on top of that, the Phoenix Suns are looking to get a new point guard as Chris Paul is on his way out, and DeAndre Ayton has had a little bit of a feud with the Phoenix Suns management. So this all makes complete sense for them to make this trade when it comes to both Suns and the Warriors. But when we look at DeAndre Ayton, I think he could be a perfect fit for this Golden State Warriors team. DeAndre Ayton this season actually averaged 18 points. He also grabbed 10 rebounds and 1.7 assists. So he did a fantastic job, and even though their playoff season didn't really end off the way they wanted it to, I do think that DeAndre Ayton can be a great player if he's under the right guidance, and I think Steve Kerr can definitely give him that, along with other players such as Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and even Klay Thompson. But I do believe that DeAndre Ayton will be a perfect fit for the Warriors, as the Warriors definitely need more of a scoring big man. Now don't get me wrong, Kevon Looney has been playing fantastic and he did a great job this season. However, I do believe that what the Warriors are missing is definitely a scoring big man. It doesn't help that Draymond Green isn't really too much of a scorer as well, so the fact that they have someone that can really dominate the paint like DeAndre Ayton could really help this team grow and even go further. Now like I mentioned before, Jordan Poole will fit also the Suns due to the fact that they are looking for a new point guard, so that gets it sorted in that sense. But when it comes to Ayton coming over to the Warriors, I think it will also free up a lot more space for Dante DiVincenzo, Gary Payton II to come off the bench and being the main players for that second unit. Ayton can definitely see himself in the starting role, and with Kevon Looney coming off the bench, it even makes that second unit much more deeper and much more of a better team. I think what Ayton does very well is that he is a very tall player at 6'11", 250 pounds, and on top of this, Ayton does have great defensive abilities. His finish around the ring is very good, and as we've seen in the past, when he is teamed up with a great point guard like he has been with Chris Paul, he can definitely give you 20 and 10 every single night. Now that he is with someone like Steph Curry, if this trade does happen, I do think it is a recipe for success, and I think that pick and roll will definitely work very well. Ayton can also be great defensively in multiple ways, whether it's rebounds or even blocks. He actually averaged 0.8 blocks so far this season, and on top of that, also averaged 0.6 steals, which was great to see. His field goal percentage was also fantastic at 59% this season. So I do believe that Ayton does have all the right tools to become even better as years go on. People don't forget that DeAndre Ayton is still a young player, and he is still in those adolescent years when it comes to playing in the NBA. And I do believe once he starts to reach his peak, if it's with this Warriors team, it could definitely help, not only just this Warriors team win more games, but win another NBA championship. The second is to do a sign and trade deal and trade Jordan Poole for Kyle Kuzma. Now Kyle Kuzma has had himself a fantastic season, but he is on his way out of the Washington Wizards as he wants to move to a winning team. And like I mentioned before, this also makes perfect sense, as Jordan Poole would honestly fit the Washington Wizards, who currently don't have a proper point guard. Bradley Beal has been running that point guard position, but he is more of a two-man, and on top of that, Golden State Warriors do get a scoring power forward and pretty much could play that center position if needed, if they are looking to run small ball. Kuzma so far, or pretty much this season, averaged 21 points and also had himself 7.2 rebounds and 3.7 assists. His three-point percentage was also 34%, which is fantastic, and had a field goal percentage of 45%. Now Kyle Kuzma is a scoring type big man, and that's why I think he would be perfect for this Warriors team. This is definitely something the Warriors need, as Draymond Green and Kevon Looney, so far as them being the starting power forward and center, don't really provide much scoring unless it's a simple layup. And I do think this definitely needs to change if the Warriors do want a chance at winning an NBA championship, because it does seem that as the game continues to evolve, there are more big men that are scoring at will, whether it's outside on the three or whether it's giving you a simple mid-range. But I do think it is super important to get a scoring big man for this Warriors team, as that is something that is definitely holding them back. With Draymond Green and Kevon Looney clogging up the paint, it doesn't give a lot of space for someone like Steph Curry to go to work and for him to be able to make decisions on the fly. fly. And because of that, it does cause a lot of congestion in the paint, and Kyle Kuzma could honestly separate that and really push it even further. So I think it is really important to actually see that when it comes to Kuzma going forward, because I do believe that Kuzma could be a perfect fit for this Warriors team. Kuzma isn't really too much of a selfish player, which is also great, but when it comes to his numbers, he has been improving as time has gone on. What I'd love to see from this is that this is actually the most amount of points he has ever scored throughout his whole career in a season. Also, when it comes to assists, it's the highest ever, also with steals and also with blocks. Now, he is very close. Last season, he did average 8.5 rebounds, but this season he was averaging 7.2, which he did a really good job on, and I think that will continue on into this next season if they decide to do a sign and trade deal. I think Kuzma can honestly fit this Warriors due to the fact that the Warriors do want to win an NBA championship, and Kyle Kuzma is looking to join a championship team. So it does make sense for both parties, and as you all know, Kyle Kuzma does stand at 6'8", 221 pounds. So if the Warriors definitely do want to run small ball, they can definitely do that and run him at center, and now you have a scoring center in Kyle Kuzma who can shoot the three ball very, very well. As you all know, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Wiggins have all become great three-point shooters, and to add another three-point shooter on top of that would honestly just make this a recipe for success. The third is to do a sign and trade deal and trade Jordan Poole for Chris Middleton. As you all know, Chris Middleton is on a player option, which he could opt out for, or he could accept it and get traded for Jordan Poole to the Golden State Warriors. I think Chris Middleton will be fantastic because Middleton has really been a great six-man so far for the Milwaukee Bucks. He did play a couple of starting roles so far this season, but I do believe that Middleton does not mind coming off the bench, and this is something that the Warriors definitely need. They need a scoring six-man, and someone like Chris Middleton I think would be perfect. That was supposed to be Jordan Poole's job, but clearly from this playoff run, it didn't really seem he could provide that much scoring that was needed, and I think Chris Middleton would be a perfect asset to this Warriors team. Chris Middleton in the season actually averaged 15.1 points, 4.2 rebounds, and also 4.9 assists. Well, I think he does really good out there as well, is play great defense, and he is sized at 6'7", 222 pounds, so he falls into that small forward position, but I do believe he has handles like a guard, can pass like a guard, but also can guard bigger guys in the power forward and center position, and that's why I think makes him so versatile and why I think he would be perfect for this Warriors team. If we look at the roster, if Chris Middleton was added to the Golden State Warriors, it would actually move Dante DiVincenzo into his true position where he could actually play point guard, Gary Payton II can run the 2, and Chris Middleton can run the 3. And I do think that is honestly a perfect setup for this Warriors team due to the fact that when it comes to Warriors, they have been running small ball so far this season, and it clearly didn't work against the Los Angeles Lakers. Unfortunately, guys, height is might, and it really does matter in today's NBA, and that's why I think Chris Middleton would be perfect for this roster due to the fact that he does play that small forward position where he can do a mix of things such as play those guard positions if needed and also defend bigger guys in that power forward and center position. Middleton has also been a great leader, and he has shown some veteran experience. He can definitely teach the younger guys and also that second unit what it's like playing in an NBA championship and also winning an NBA ring at the end of the day. So there is a lot to it, and I think Middleton can really provide a lot, whether it's the intangible things and also tangible things, but he is an all-out scorer. He did actually average a 4.9 three-point attempts per game while also making 1.5, so he shot 32%, which was really good. He also had a field goal percentage of 43%, which I think was fantastic, but at the same time, he did face a lot of injuries that season. But when it comes to this next season, he is probably going to come back completely healthy and be able to play a lot more games, and that's why I have complete confidence that Chris Middleton could really fit the Warriors system and what they are trying to build. Middleton is a great shooter, and that's something that the Warriors absolutely love, and if he continues to shoot this well, I think it could be a recipe for success for this Warriors team next season. The fourth is to make a trade for Cameron Johnson with Jordan Poole. As you all know, Cameron Johnson recently got traded from the Phoenix Suns this season all the way to the Brooklyn Nets, and now being a part of the Brooklyn Nets, they did get kicked out in the first round against the Philadelphia 76ers, and now may be a good time to make some changes and to make a trade. Jordan Poole would actually be perfect in an exchange for Cameron Johnson. I honestly do think that the Golden State Warriors could get even a little bit more on top of Cameron Johnson, maybe a couple of picks or maybe even another great player. But I do believe that when it comes to Cameron Johnson, he could be a fantastic player in this lineup. He runs at 3 and D position, but on top of that, he is 6'8", 210 pounds. And having someone that has a little bit of height that can play that power forward, small forward, and even at sometimes center position is honestly fantastic to have in a team like the Golden State Warriors. He is an absolute great scorer as he averaged 15.1 7.5 points so far this season, also 4.4 rebounds and 1.9 assists. Now his 3-point percentage is 40%, which is honestly insane and ranks among the best in the league. So he's up there with Steph Curry, Wiggins, and even Klay Thompson. He had a field goal percentage of 47% as well, which I think is great. What makes this a perfect fit for Cameron Johnson in the Warriors is that Cameron Johnson is more of a role type player, where he isn't the main star, he isn't even the second main star, but more of a supporting role. And that is something that the Warriors are looking for since they already have Steph, since they already have Wiggins and all these other players. I think Cameron Johnson can play a great supporting role that can really help these players flourish. On top of that, he is a great scorer and a great shooter, and as we all know, Warriors love shooters, so that's why I think it would be super important to get someone like Cameron Johnson and get someone of his caliber in this Golden State Warriors team, whether it's coming off the bench or whether starting at that power forward position at 6'8". So he definitely is capable of running all these different positions, which I think is fantastic and would pay dividends if the Golden State Warriors decide to make this move. The fifth is to trade for a player of Paolo Banchero for Jordan Poole. I think this would honestly be fantastic for this Golden State Warriors team, as Paolo just recently won the Rookie of the Year and showed that he can be a great complete player. He averaged 20 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 3.7 assists in his rookie season, so he did a fantastic job during that season to be able to get the job done, and Paolo was able to really do a lot of great things. Now when it comes to Paolo, it was fantastic to see that he was able to get on the board when it comes to really providing a lot for that Orlando team, and I think he can do the same if he was in a Golden State Warriors uniform. Now in order for Golden State Warriors to land someone like Paolo, especially after his first rookie season, they would probably have to give up Jordan Poole and maybe a couple of other draft picks in order to get it started. I think this is very important if they want to land someone of his caliber, since he is still very young but has a lot of potential behind him, and that's why I think this would be a perfect fit for the Golden State Warriors.